Welcome back to the 2014 Sprint Promotion Tournament live from Cologne, Germany. It's almost time for the fifth and final game between SK Gaming and the Super Hot Crew. Before we get into that, let's get your guys' take on Game 4. What an amazing series here. And the thing that surprised me, or not surprised me, what I saw in that game mostly is that everything that went wrong for SK in Games 1 and 2, it just all came together. And we actually have a replay that illustrates that perfectly.
Yeah, we can actually take a look right away here because this was a really good embodiment of what happened in the game. It was SK taking initiative and just dominating team fights. So let's just roll this right away. There was no Orianna in this fight, who was the first pick, by the way. And since Nip flashed and got the Tibbers, the fight was almost over before it started. They were so spread out in their dive that Shyvana didn't even get helped up in the Zyra roots. And they just mopped the floor with Super Hot Crew. I mean, after this fight, it did seem like it was kind of over because they had the composition and they clearly had the ability to initiate with it.
Yeah, very clearly. And maybe Peke, maybe you want to shine a light on that composition that worked out so well for SK.
Yeah, I think mostly they have Mundo, Shyvana, super tankies, a lot of damage, but they have Annie, Thix, and Jinx. Those three guys, when Annie has flash, every time she has flash, they can kill anyone they want. She's going to flash Tibber, Thix ultimate, Jinx ultimate, that guy is dead. Like any squishy they pick up like that, they can kill. And I think they did it perfectly there, and after that, they just had to snowball the game.
Yeah, and I really disagree with Super Hot Crew's decision to first pick Orianna. Even though the games they had Orianna they won, you give Shyvana and Mundo right away back to SK Gaming. There's that whole kind of trinity of top laner things where, oh, we leave two up, then one team with first pick would pick Mundo and they still get Shyvana. They were okay with that trade, SK, if it happened, but they ended up getting both. And that was kind of devastating, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, I think because the first game, SK lost with Mundo, they were thinking it's not a big threat. But after the last game, they should have realized, okay, even if the first game it worked out, this game it didn't. Mundo is really strong. We should just not let them have Mundo and Shyvana. Like, what are we going to have? We're not going to have a real tank. And they had Elise, which was good, but she didn't do good enough early. So.
And we were talking about, after Game 2, we were talking about who is going to step up. And it seems that they've all stepped up at the same time. Is there anyone that's particularly been impressive for either of you?
Well, I think the mid laner has stepped up a whole lot. Jesus had such an issue in the first two games. And much like he did in the, I believe it was the DreamHack final, he has kind of turned it around. A really slow starter, but he's gotten past his nerves. I think it was 5-0-10 on Ziggs in that game. And even without command of Orianna that time, I think it's a good thing for him that he had success now on two champions. And I don't think his confidence is going to waver going into Game 5.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe he's just not that comfortable with Gragas. He wanted to play. Maybe he'd work out for him somehow, but he thought it worked. But it's better that he left Gragas out, went for Orianna, went for Thix. Maybe he will play something different, but it's working a lot better for sure. He's doing good in lane. He's doing good in team fights. He's doing what he has to do.
Yeah, and to answer your first question, I mean, Sven Skaren as well has been solid the whole series. But if we remember way back to Game 2, he would initiate, no one would follow up. So now when he's initiating, the rest of the team is following up with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And going into Game 5, as we see how important those picks and bans have been, what is a must ban for you guys for either SK or Super Hot Crew? I feel like Mundo really deserves one.
Yeah, I would probably ban Mundo. I think Annie was a big factor as well this fight. With the team composition, it was really good to have Annie. Wasn't the big problem. If they ban Mundo and pick a bit better, they don't really need to ban her, but probably Mundo will be banned.
I think the safe ban is Mundo. I think it's very clear. He's dominated most of these games. The last game he didn't dominate because they won so heavily, but he's been a problem in every game he's been a part of. Obviously, they had different priorities, but it's got to be that.
Okay, Game 5. It all comes down to this. Who can keep their heads the coolest? Is it SK or Super Hot Crew? xPeke?
Well, I don't know now. Like I said, I'm going to stay with SK still. They have done really good. They are right now feeling really good. The Super Hot Crew is like really, probably they are really nervous right now. Like, we don't know what to do, so I think SK probably will win.
It really depends on how Super Hot Crew can now turn back after two losses, because SK Gaming just has. That last Game 4 was just like Game 2. So everyone was expecting a 3-game sweep, and now everyone's expecting SK to win 3 games in a row. I'm going to go with Super Hot Crew just to make it interesting, because I think they can bounce back as long as they do something different, because all their champions in the last game, it felt like they were playing the old League of Legends and just decided to not adapt things.
Yeah, everything is on the line now. A Game 5, which is very